Hi, this is Edip Yuksel. It's July 15, 2016, 5:40 p.m. Arizona time. Right now in Turkey, a military coup is going on for several hours. It has been around maybe 5 hours. As it seems, it is failing. Whether it fails or succeeds, it will not help Turkey. There is a good news, as it seems, there will never be a military coup again in Turkey if this continues, because people who went out, did not listen the curfew, and they protested the tanks. They stood in front of the tanks courageously, and the soldiers did not generally shoot at the crowd. And therefore, there is a good news here that the Turkish military lost its charisma. And there are several factors in this. One is social media, cellular phones that people can organize. The other is also the popularity of Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, my former friend from both high school and also from political party which I was affiliated before 1986-87. I left that movement, Islamist, because I brought criticism. I promote Islamic reform. I rejected Sunni and Shiite religions and the Hadith and all other liturgy, sectarian teachings. Now, here is some information about Tayyip Erdoğan. Turkey was a very secular country after Atatürk established the new Turkish Republic instead of Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire was a 600-year empire, had nothing to do with Islam because they were not following the teaching of the Quran. For example, a leader should be elected, like Muhammad was elected, or after Muhammad, the 4 leaders called caliphs. They were presidents elected by people. The Ottoman Empire followed Sultanate, means our family is the best family, therefore we have the right to rule you. And they were very cruel. They killed anyone criticized them, a lot of massacres, and they were very aggressive, attacking other countries, invading and exploiting their resources, taxing people. They were paranoid psychopaths. They killed their children for the fear of they may claim the throne. Some of them killed 2-year-old babies, for example. Fatih Sultan Mehmet, the one who is worshipped by religious people in Turkey, he killed 2 baby brothers while they were a few years old, and unfortunately, and they were very bad. They were also slave owners. Tayyip Erdoğan basically came with a promise of change, receive support from the United States, become a kind of a American-friendly government. Tayyip Erdoğan and his 2 friends, Abdullah Gül, I knew him, I met him personally a few times, but also Ahmet Davutoğlu later, and also Bülent Arıç. Ahmet Davutoğlu is also my friend from both the youth movement and also from Bosphorus University. Anyway, I know these guys well, and he basically wanted to have good ties with the United States, meanwhile make Turkey a better democracy. However, he later turned back to his old ways. He got arrogant and he used religion and more. Then he also promoted the new Ottoman, the idea of new Ottomanism, giving people, new generations, an idea we need to become like our ancestors. What did they do? 600 years. What is their contribution to humanity? Nothing. Negative. They banned printing machine for 300 years. Not a single scientific achievement during 600 years Ottoman Empire. All they did basically collect tax, live in their lavish mansions. Now, Tayyip Erdogan, he's very good politician, one of the best politicians came in Turkey, new, basically reflecting the average population. He didn't, as I knew him, he didn't read books, he's not someone who is intellectual, but he speaks well. While he was in high school, he was reciting poetries, he was receiving first position in competitions for our high school. And he was also in Mehter takımı. Mehter means the Ottoman military's band, music band. He was, because he was very tall, he was çorbacıbaşı, it's called çorbacıbaşı. He was ahead walking 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. And this guy knew how to appeal people. And unfortunately, the so-called secular governments before, they were also very authoritarian secular government, very aggressive, very disrespectful to religious symbols like headscarves. Personally, do not believe that headscarf has anything to do with Quran or Islam. The Quran even doesn't order women to cover their hair. That is the word khumr. I discussed this in Quran, a reformist translation, and or Manifesto for Islamic Reform. Here, this one. And this is available at 19.org for free as a PDF you can download or read. And you will see, but it was wrong. I respect women's right to cover their head if they believe as for religion or for personal choice. It is their choice. But the secular government in Turkey, they became very paranoid. The more paranoid they became, the worse oppressive they became. And then they turned off people, and people started reacting to that, and the number of women who put headscarf as a protest against this oppression grew more and more, and finally religious Islamists in Turkey came into power through AKP. Erdogan initially was against European Union, but with change, with deal with the United States in order to become new Middle East project. It's called BOP, Büyük Orta Doğu Projesi, the Big Middle East Project. He was initially bragging around, I am the co-leader appointed by the United States, I'm the co-leader of the Big Middle East Project. And he wanted to join European Union, which was against what was his and our position during the previous party, which was led by Necmettin Erbakan. He changed the course, but absolutely, I know him and his people around him, he did not really digest and accept the universal values like freedom for everyone, not only for you, for everyone, or human rights and all those issues. In his heart, he wanted to become a sultan. He wanted to use United States. Of course, the United States wanted to use him. It was dancing. And in his mind, he was using the United States to reach his end, to establish a new Ottoman Empire and become a leader in Middle East and pray the Friday prayer in Damascus. This is what they were saying. And Egypt is ours, Damascus is ours, to regain those lands which they lost. But Erdogan has no value. The only value he has is throne. What he wants to become #1 and gain power and resurrect the Ottoman Empire. And therefore he can do anything. Anything is deemed for him and people around him is okay to do, to commit, to make him a sultan. Imagine, a sultan got fatwa, religious decree, okay, from Shaykhul Islam to kill his brothers and children, even they were babies. this is issued, officially issued to Sultan. That is okay, because you are protecting the unity of the country. And since now Erdogan is the leader, his throne, his leadership is important. He recently wanted to bring presidency in Turkey. He's a dictator, absolutely, right now. During the last 2-3 years, he proved that he is a corrupt, very corrupt, because he and his children and his family and his friends and supporters, they made billions of dollars, huge, and sold many national companies to foreign, bringing money. And meanwhile, he claims to be Muslim, he talks against usury or interest bank, but during his reign, government, for about last 12 years, banks made the biggest profit, record profits. Bank, for example, in Turkey, 2 years ago, out of 10 most profitable companies in Turkey, banks, 7 were banks. Before Erdogan, it was only 4, which was bad. Now got worse, but talks against bank. He talked against Israel, but relationship with Israel grew much more, 3-4 times. Trade and military relationships. Basically, he double-speak, talk to people differently, but do exactly the opposite what he's doing. And he gave promise to Kurdish people, better human rights and stuff, a peace deal with the Kurdish people, and we were all excited. First time in Turkish history we see Turkish government talks about Kurdish rights, Kurdish language is recognized first time, but it was a game on his way to become more powerful. He betrayed the Kurdish people, and recently in last just 10-11 months, he used military to attack Kurdish towns, destroyed 6,000-7,000 houses. Look at the pictures, right? Cizre, C-I-Z-R-E, or S-U-R, and Sur, Diyarbakir, Nusaybin, Cizre, Kurdish town, 6,000-7,000 houses destroyed by tanks, and claiming they are terrorists, and killed, according to 2 months ago, according to his own statement, they killed 7,078 terrorists. They were children, age, some of them really babies, and age 13, 14, 15, 18 years old kids. They killed them, massacre basically, major massacres in Turkish history against Kurdish people. And now this, through this military coup, which is there is possibility, through military secret service, they played with some opposing commanders. They fooled them that they can have a military coup, and they even acted maybe, we are with you, and they laid them on the street. In fact, it is either too amateurish or it is exactly the scenario played by Erdogan, and Erdogan played similar scenarios in the past. And one thing that Erdogan, together with Fethullah Gülen, which is a cult leader in Turkey, a crying cult leader, but it is a very delusional guy, for 10 years worked together with him to establish his power. They did a lot of, they committed a lot of crimes, stole a lot of money together, did a lot of illegal and immoral things together, but later when they collided their basically interest, they start fighting against each other. There was an infight started several years ago when this Fethullah Gülen exposed the major corruptions through videos, how much money they stole. And now there was an infight, and now we see this one. We see, I will inform you regarding this more. Right now it is developing, but it seems either it is a very amateurish coup, and or it is a scenario played by the Erdogan's government. Either way, it is very bad for Turkey, because right now he will become even worse, a dictator, a public hero. But Turkey is divided right now, 50-50. Hope the best. Let's see. Peace.